in digital marketing. If you have been on the internet in 2018 for any length of times, and then you might have heard a term the content creator. Truly about. Many people on the internet refer to themselves as the content creator. YouTuber like Giang ơi or Poem Trendy or Khoai Lang Thang in particular use this term when referring themselves since they create, edit and post their own videos based on the topic or niche they choose themselves. And if we go by the concept, and then anyone who creates an original work and share it with the world, not necessarily over the internet, is a content creator. Thus, a content creator is the person who create, distribute, and promote the content that's either for his or her own friends or someone else's brand. All sorts of the content creator come under this umbrella. A blogger, writer, painter, graphic designer, and even copywriter fall within the purviews of these definitions. Thus, the work of the copywriter involves two things: creating content and ensuring that gets promoted in the right manner to reach the target audience he or she himself or person he or she employed under has determined. More often than not, the content creator are looked upon as the quasi-professional. This is owing to the fact that the content creator, especially those working for small blog and advertising agency, are usually freelancers who structure their gigs with the full-time job. However, large concerns such as the big YouTube channel and advertising agency employ dozens and fully qualified content creators. Seeing their volumes of work in these organizations is large and work it constantly needs to be done. And in today's world, digital marketing is the buzzword, and the most content creators operates in that sector. However, some still operates in an offline mode, such as creating the contents for brochure, client package, and the like. One of the main considerations that you have to ponder of if you have the business of your own and want to grow is if you know this the content creator. Is the cost of the content to be produced justified by the return generated, and can you just do it all yourself? And we know that temptations increase, right? But even if you have some misleading experience in running a business, or at the very least handling a small part of one, and then you know that there is too much stuff for one person to handle, and if you are the owner, it's just not a feasible solution for you to sit your laptop and write blog posts while there are customers waiting outside for deliveries and supplier push up and backdoor for the payment. And while the content creation is important as the marketing tools, you cannot compromise on the operational aspect just to keep the marketing under your wings. Employing a content creator will ease your mind. Also, content creators are specialists in what they do, and employ them has some distinct advantages as we have talked about below. So the first one is attracting the branding office. The content creators are a master of their arts and passionate about what they do, and they are the creator who like the perfect day piece to the highest points of the genres. Employees such as the content creator is thus born to leave you with mythologies, attractive brands, bindings of presentations, with and dazzling graphic depending on what your brand is and which types of content creator are you hiring. If you hire a good designer and then you are soon to have the mind-blowing logo on your hand, why if you have the employ the writer and get ready to have some glowing testimonial, blog posts or advertisement leaflets on your hand. 2. It increase traffic online. Now that we have got the offline aspect out of the way, it is the time to get real. Most of the world business nowadays are run over the internet and often solely on the internet. Thus, digital marketing is a key element in the cloud-based atmosphere, and this is where the content creator come in. The tools of digital marketing being vlogs, social media outlets like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, with even news avenue coming in like YouTuber advertisement. There is an ever-growing need to be made big in the online world if you have one business to grow. So if we have it once and we have said it a million times, that's is not the only business out there, and there are many other like you who are the vying for the limit times and even smaller attentions span of the customer. To cut your sales like an online marketplace, you need to grow the traffic your blog and social media handle. And this is necessary as it is widely reinforce the phenomenon. Seeing the people trust those the business which have the more follower or which are really popular blogs and website. And in this case, it is the imperative that you hire a content creator. There is much more that going into the writing a blog than meets the eye, the taking advantage of search engineer algorithms to make the top of the search result, and the content creator are expected at that. And frankly speaking, that is the content of creator, those and all the other activity that's in mind by purchased by him or she as simply and the two work meetings the same and through the different means. But make no mistake, the content creations is hard work and you can neither go wrong with an expert. Mantras of the, and now we will move to the 7 mantras of the content marketing. Do brands company provide the brands outputs in their website, magazine, print ads, and ad campaigns and social media? Most often the reader are annoyed by the reading lengthy content and repetitive messages, logical fallacies, and result in ambiguities for the normal audience. Your content writing skills should persuade the reader like a boy writing a love letter to his girlfriend. And below are the some rules and the people where the company generally has the concentrate in the content and marketing. The first one is keep in short and simple. We can call that the KISS, KISS, stand for the keep it short and simple. And the customer should get the feel of existing the marketplace with the reading and the content. Example, a website for a fashion retailer should be able to showcase the physical shop with the FAQ asked by the customer to shopkeeper. You should not be too elaborative and should be short by simple, we can understood even by laymen, and they should add the pointer and memories add for the customer to trigger interest and involve in the purchase behavior. And 2 is the use media optimally. The marketer should not bombard the customer with the overload information in their website. Too much of video, flashy content, lengthy information are called clutter and annoy the customer to stay further on page. And too much imaging and video increase in the leading times of the web page. Companies spend in investing lengthy one page as in news, print, media with too much information reduce and interest to know further about the brand. Your ROIs revenues should be measurable. The company end up burning their finger with the up plans marketing purchase and invest in a various medium of marketing in their products and service. The returns on these investments should be measurable and justified. Number 4, there should be any repetitions and the content should be concise to the point, and there should be no repetitions of the same message. Few content writers prefer repeating of the message to re-emphasize the message which reduce the audience interest and image of the brands. Should not have the logical facility. The content expressed as should have the logical disconnect in delivering the message to audience. The marketer should follow the IMC integrated marketing communications. The message passed through the all form of the communication should be uniform, synchronous, and complementing to each other. And 6, there should be no ambiguity. The content should be conveyed the message clearly as easy and as it should be, and it should converse from the meaning of reading. Không có đi ra đây. Ambiguity will delete the brand's positioning in the customer mind and leading to decline in the equity of brand. 7. Should facilitate memorations in the content should be simple and strong that reiterates the brand's message to the target audience. The company promote their brand through the social media, brings advertising to create the same message, which is deliveries through their campaigns and in order to facilitate memorations of the brand slogan. In today's marketing jargons, the content of distributions have to become of the those terms that truly through around the impress of the college or your boss without attaching any specific about what sort of activity or activity into the performance of. The article on that the clearings of love and mystery that the surround of the whole idea and the concept of the content distributions and to provide the broad understanding of the how it works. And this is important as in the age of intense rivalries and the competitions among the both firms and individuals. Even high quality content bears and risk of the getting lost. In other words, the content of major force behind activity we perform the online and the online revenues through with the mainstream revenues audience and different content distribution platform and method have us it reward. And the first one is more share. One of the greatest and more logical beneficial outcomes stemming from the content distributions of any times is the broadening your coverage and 3 kinds of the content distributions where the owner earn a page and have the role it play here. More traffic earn or paid content distributions method result in the more generation online traffic to the more traffic earn a part the content distribution method result in the more generations of online traffic to the blog, website or other content creator platform your own. There are the dedicated the media outlets who deals in such things. Who show the business combine making sure that the content created by the client achieve the target traffic, and they make sure of this app evaluate your content and understanding this to meet the person, and consequently they can now identify the target audience and make sure that you content find the way to specific needs of the internet audience. And 3, increase the awareness. One of the key benefits of the content distribution is that exposure of your brand's content is increase your brand's content increase significantly. And using the past content distribution to place your content with the media outlets has the benefit that we have already discussed about. However, in addition to that, this exercise have added the benefits of the allowing your target audience to frequently share your content with the new reader, thereby enabling themselves to be introduced to your work and discover your blog and your content that you have to offer. And number 4 is more conversation. Conversations, and let's get it about the way the conversations are sold by reminiscent objectives of the content creations and its sequence distribution bearings in mind that the content creating is not of the mass as far as the conversation is concerned. Do not despair. And when it comes down to it, everything is about the perception. With the right amount of share, syndication, and placement on media outlet, the generation of perceptions among the audience about your content will drastically different than what is would have been this come to play. And number 5 is self-times. One of the key luxuries what it lacks our modern like time, and neither we nor our audience has as much as it needs for the dessert, and there is always that extra amount of work that needs to be done, and that's extra assignment that need to be handled it. And in that event times it resolve, and we cannot afford to waste, and we don't reduce cost and increase their returns on your investment. Although we have the knowledge talk about the past content distribution and its benefits up to now, there are the large benefits to be learned from the free content distributions as well. And there are the several free content distribution platforms, and these are different from the own and earn the content the distribution methods, and through which you can distribute your content. If we have the set each one and have each thousand time becoming a content creator, is about you're much more having the talents between a good writers or photographer or videographer, and it's about having sufficient marketing skill to take advantage of the search engines optimizations and content distributions mechanisms, and the necessary technical acumen to play the needs of the search engines algorithms. Being an online professional is hard work, but this is where you how to get a start, and if you keep your head about yourself and put the work that you did, and then success is not far. And this is all about my topic about the content of the digital marketing. Thank you so much.